Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and today let's take a look at Realme's new 10 Pro Plus. This is the Chinese version of the phone that I have in hand. It is, however, expected to be launching in India soon. So let's get the unboxing out of the way and take a close look at Realme's latest launch. Realme's white and yellow box here is pretty simple. It's got the expected branding. There's nothing too special here. So let's go ahead, open it up. And once we do, the first thing we see is this white insert, which we will get back to in a bit. Next up, that's the 10 Pro Plus itself, and there is this little pull tab to help take it out. Let's get the phone out of its protective cover and also peel the sticker off the back. The back, the finish that you're seeing here, it's called Hyperspace. It's got these little streaks around the camera. I like how they reflect light. Apart from that, it's a lot of pastel shades. Looks pretty good. There is another color option that's called Dark Matter. This one's a more muted matte finish. Now on both SKUs, the back, the sides, they're made out of plastic, which is definitely a bummer since last time around we did get glass. But this also means the Realme 10 Pro Plus is lighter than its predecessor despite having a larger display as well as a higher capacity battery. The 175-gram weight coupled with that 7.95mm thickness, which is made to feel even slimmer to both the front and back being curved, the 10 Pro Plus, it feels quite nice in hand. It's quite comfortable to wield. Do note that the Dark Matter SKU is ever so slightly slimmer and lighter. Now the glossy plastic back does make it prone to fingerprint smudges and scratches, which means more often than not you're going to have to rely on using a case if you're going to be actually using this phone. And for what it's worth, Realme does include a case in the box. That white insert that we saw earlier, it houses a SIM ejector tool and some regular leaflets alongside a soft case. Well, it's nothing special, it should help keep the back clean while adding to the grip. Moving on, we have a standard USB Type-A to Type-C cable for charging and data transfer, and that is followed by a 67-watt SuperVOOC charger. Now, like I said, the battery capacity, it has gone up. It's gone up from 4500 mAh to 5000, and Realme claims you should be able to charge this 5000 mAh battery from 0 to 50 in just 17 minutes. Quite impressive. Now, other specs include, well, the Dimensity 1080 SoC, that's what's at the heart of it all. We've seen it on the Redmi Note 12 Discovery Edition earlier. If you missed that video, here's a card to it, but hey, here's the recap. The Dimensity 1080, it's pretty much the 920, but with a new name. Now, the 920 was the chip that powered the Realme 9 Pro Plus, so from a performance perspective, I don't expect any major generational gains. I mean, if you look at the core split up here, it's pretty much the same as the 920, apart from that minor 100 MHz boost for the A78 performance cores. Everything else is identical. Now, the 10 Pro Plus does come with some changes. It's got some upgrades. For example, there's 8 gigs of RAM for the base variant. We get 128 or 256 gigs of storage to go along with it. And that storage is now UFS 3.1 instead of 2.2. So yeah, there are some upgrades. Now before we move on, a quick shout out to video sponsor Anbernic. Anbernic releases some of the best handheld game consoles today. Anbernic's latest release is the RG505, which comes with an OLED panel, strong internals, and Hall sensor analog sticks. The 505 can emulate a wide variety of consoles, and with Anbernic's custom front end, managing the different systems and just picking up and playing is easier than ever. While it can emulate some harder to emulate systems like the PlayStation 2, to me the RG505 is a kind of super PSP of sorts. The OLED display it uses is straight from the PlayStation Vita, meaning the scaling is perfect, and the fact that we have strong hardware on the inside means PSP titles are rendered at a higher resolution and look better than ever on this punchy OLED panel. I've been really enjoying playing God of War on this. If you want to know more about the RG505, check out the link in the description below. Now coming back to the Realme 10 Pro Plus, picking up right where we left off, upgrades, display. It's much improved. This here's a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh, the support for HDR10 Plus, and the peak brightness is 800 nits. That means the display on the Realme 10 Pro Plus is larger, faster, and brighter than the one on its predecessor, the 9 Pro Plus. It even has 2160Hz PWM dimming. I mean, guys, it's just a much better panel overall. It's crisp, it's sharp, the colors pop quite nicely. Underneath this panel is an optical fingerprint scanner, which works like most optical fingerprint scanners do these days. We also get support for face unlock via that selfie camera and the hole punch up top. Now this is the same old Sony IMX471. I think we've seen this sensor on like 50 different phones from BBK brands, Oppo, Vivo, iQOO, OnePlus, Realme. And there is really nothing new here. It's a decent sensor, it gets the job done as you can see. Now we also get stereo speakers and the output's reasonably loud. The synth rate that you see here can take 2 nanosems. There is no support for microSD, and weirdly, there is no headphone jack either. Now this is something the 9 Pro Plus did have. So once again, it kind of feels like a step backwards. Now the left is kept clean and the power and volume keys are present to the right. They're pretty clicky and tactile. The other major change is to the back with the cameras. Yet again, we get a triple camera array, that useless 2 megapixel macro sensor returns, and so does the 8 megapixel ultra wide. These two remain unchanged from the 9 Pro Plus. What has changed though is the primary. This here is a 108 megapixel Samsung sensor which is paired with a f1.75 lens. Now I have mixed feelings about this because at first glance it seems like having a new or higher resolution sensor is not a bad thing. But if you take a closer look at that spec sheet, this happens to be a smaller sensor than what we got last time. The optical stabilization that we had is also missing. It's going to be interesting to see how it compares to the 9 Pro Plus. Too bad I don't actually have a 9 Pro Plus with me at this time. If you end up coming across a comparison on YouTube eventually, do share the link with me. Anyways, on its own, this camera is not bad at all. The images shot by it turned out well, the dynamic range is nice, there's a lot of detail, the color reproduction is accurate. Even under low light, it seems to do a decent job. While the spec sheet does look sus, you can't really judge a camera on the spec sheet alone. So if I do end up reviewing this one, I'll have more to say. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a full review. Now on the software side of things, we have Realme UI 4.0 built atop Android 13 out of the box. The Dimensity 1080 on the inside, it keeps things chugging along quite nicely. At least initial impressions, I didn't notice anything weird with user experience here. And with that, let's now move on to pricing. Now at launch, the 9 Pro Plus, it started at 25,000 rupees, and if Madhav's tease is anything to go by, the starting price should remain unchanged for the 10 Pro Plus too. So what do we actually get? Well, we do get an ever so slightly improved processor, more RAM for the base variant, faster storage, a higher resolution primary camera, a larger, brighter and faster display, a lighter, more refined build, though we are losing out on a few things too. The glass back for one. Also missing in action are the headphone jack and the optically stabilized lenses for the primary camera. So yeah, it feels like the 10 Pro Plus does have some compromises, but it also at the same time seems to bring some new things to the table. So to me, if it's priced right, it could be an interesting mid-ranger, maybe one that's even worth considering. So what do you think? What do you think about everything new that Realme is offering with the 10 Pro Plus? What do you think about the things that Realme is actually cut over here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with that, we are at the end of today's quick little unboxing. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks for your time, thanks for watching. Until next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.